Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So it's been a little while since I've done a book flip through. Now I did tell myself I wasn't going to buy any books until I'd used up what I've got. Oh, I couldn't resist because I have potentially found a cheaper alternative to Edith Holden and I was determined to show it to you. So this one is called Portrait of a Country Garden by Rosanne Sanders. It's quite a large book. It's a great big, tome. It's not amazingly thick, but it basically goes through what she sees in the garden throughout the year. And you'll see the similarities why I say it might be a cheaper alternative to Edith Holden when we go through it. But basically this cost me £3.80. And on average here in the UK, we would spend more like £8 to £10 on a copy of Edith Holden. So, a little bit cheaper. And there are some similarities kind of thing. So, anyway, I bet you're diving to get in. Okay, so I'll just show you the cover. This is what it looks like. Really beautiful. It would make a really nice like gardening folio or something all along there. So I'll just show you that. So I'm just going to read the blurb quickly. There we go. Unfortunately, I do not have the candle on today because the book is so large, there's not enough room. So it says, Portrait of a Country Garden explores the timeless beauty and poetry of an English garden as its life cycle unfolds over the 12 months of the year. In a series of glowing watercolour pictures, artist and calligrapher Rosanne Sanders chronicles the changing mood of the land surrounding her cottage in South Devon, revealing a sensitive and accurate eye for the myriad transformations that occur in nature. The author has reproduced in script her favourite pastoral verses from poets such as Tennyson, Wordsworth and Coleridge to underline the many moods of her garden during the passing seasons. And it also says there that it's got a fully illustrated index at the back. So, of course, I've got my copy used from eBay. And you'll see straight away we're starting to get some calligraphy. And this is what I mean by it being Edith Holden-esque. We have the calligraphy and you'll see some more throughout the book. And then she's got such beautiful illustrations and they look almost painted. So I'll just go through here. So this is just a little bit about her garden and the author. Our first proper bit of calligraphy. Isn't it gorgeous? And then, of course, throughout the book, we've got the months and what she sees in her garden throughout the different months. And her illustrations are just beautiful. So I thought I would do a little bit of a show and tell just to show you the book. It's always handy to see books. You don't always get a chance to see them when they're used, do you? What's inside at least. Crocuses in February. I think the only thing that it's missing, I would say, is unlike Edith Holden, you don't get the little annotations next to the pictures to say what the flowers and plants are. But she does have an index in the back. So, that's probably why she did it that way. Wild primrose. But, I do think it would be nice to be able to say for definite what things are, because obviously you can pick up things based on your own knowledge, but you're not always going to know what things are. But really beautiful illustrations and gorgeous calligraphy. So, and then occasionally she'll show where the different flowers were in her garden, so you can see where the colours are popping up throughout. Now, of course, all books are different, but my version is matte paper, and it's a really good quality manila colour, cream colour. So they're going to make gorgeous journal pages, or because of their size, they would make beautiful, covers and making folios, portrait folios, file folders and things. But isn't it gorgeous? And like I say, it was a lot cheaper than Edith Holden. I still prefer Edith. I think there's just something about her. But this is a great alternative, and I would probably use the two interchangeably because I think they go very well together. So you get nice butterflies coming through. Can't remember what month we're on. And a little toad and beetle. So this one is very much more on the plants and flowers than the wildlife. So, you know, through Edith Holden you'll see like birds and things. This is very much more focused on, you know, the plants and flowers, but you do occasionally get the wildlife, like the toad we just saw, and a dragonfly there, and butterflies and things. But isn't it beautiful? I mean, just look at this border of roses around a poem about June. So I hope that you're, you know, enjoying seeing this, as I say, and they're really nice. It's a very vintagey type of painting. I will have to look in a minute. I can't remember for the life of me what year she was making this book. Excuse me, you have to excuse me, I'm a little bit coming down with something at the moment, but I just had to show you because I just thought the illustrations were so beautiful, and as I said, the paper is so lovely. It's going to make really nice journal editions. If I can bring myself to cut it up, I might have to get another one. One for flicking through when I just want to see some pretty images, and one for cutting up maybe. We've got some vegetables coming through in August, lovely. My birth month, August, so I'm excited to see what she's seen. I can't say that I recognise some of these though, but absolutely beautiful. And to be fair, it's nice that there's so much plain space around them, because of course, you know, thinking about journals, obviously we can cut these things out. Ooh, bookmark bonus. But they would also, you know, you could make little annotations next to things. You know, if this was a page in a journal, there's plenty of space to do, you know, flips and folds and pockets and little notes next to the images if you wanted to. So yeah, it's definitely a good one to have, I would say. So I think I said, but I got mine on eBay, and as I said, it was I think it was about £3.80, which, yeah, is maybe about $5, $5.50, something like that. Acorns and blackberries. It's actually interesting because she's recording this in October for the blackberries, presuming that is a blackberry. But here now, today, as in, you know, last year, this year type of thing, the blackberries come out a lot earlier than that, here at least in the south of the UK, south of England. I think last year we started seeing them towards the end of August, and I've always seen them as an autumnal fruit. Beautiful leaves here. I would cut those out in a heartbeat. Oh goodness, beautiful, isn't it? All the turning colours of the leaves. The onions. But yeah, it makes me think that maybe this book is a little bit older, or at least based on what she saw, you know, many moons ago, because obviously, you know, where the climate has changed over the years, over the decades, you know, we're getting things at different times. Like bluebells, for example, they usually, well, they used to come out here in the south mid-April. You'd start seeing them, and then towards the end of April, early May would be the best time to see them in their, you know, full prime. But I tell you, the bluebells are already out. I know we're in the middle of April now, but I started seeing them about 2 weeks ago here, which is, yeah, a bit of a shock, but that's how these things go. So I was just looking at the poem. So this is where you've got the illustrated index that I mentioned, where it has small versions of the pictures, and then actually says what the plant is and when they were seen. So, you know, crocus here, Dutch hybrids, hardy perennial, February to March. So these would make nice journal pages as well. And I kind of like that it's illustrated in this way. It's very nice, actually. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing that. I'm coming to the end now, and hopefully it gives you some inspiration for some books you might want to go and have a look at. As I said, if you can get it with the matte paper like this one, it's really lovely. Lovely cream. Plenty of pages for journals. I was just having a look to see whether it said what year. So it says that she was born in 1944 and she spent her childhood on a farm in a small Buckinghamshire hamlet where she developed into a keen gardener and amateur naturalist. She attended art school at High Wycombe Technical College prior to her marriage in 1963. Then, after several years in which she didn't paint, she exhibited a series of botanical paintings at the Royal Horticultural Society in 1977, which won her instant recognition and a Silver Gilt Award. And it says this is her first book. But I do find it strange that I have not found a date as to when this was based on. So I've got 1984 in the inscription there. Let me just have a little look. It says 1980, and this edition published in 1984 is what it says. So if this is based on her her garden, you know, through the 70s and 80s, then it just goes to show how quickly, you know, those blackberries that I mentioned, how quickly that has changed over the years. Anyway, I just like, you know, I always pick up little things like that because I'm very interested in nature and botanicals, as you know. So yeah, that is The Portrait of a Country Garden by Rosanne Sanders. I hope you've enjoyed seeing it. As I said, this is going to make a really nice addition to my library. Journal supplies, I mean, and I'll be looking forward to using this at some point, but I do think I'm going to have to get another copy just for my own personal flicking through pleasure. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed seeing that. I hope it's given you some inspiration of books to look for. I do have lots of other flip throughs of books on my channel. I have a playlist. If I can remember, I will link it down below, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye bye for now.